my topic is a little on the lighter side. Well, yeah, it's nicer than what I normally would bring up. But I was at work today. You know, I love work. It's my favorite thing. Making money is so enjoyable.
Are they listening? What's up?
But yeah, like okay. Well, my topic is basically like, when do you is there a moment that you can recollect where God was trying to tell you something, encouraging you to something, putting you in some kind of direction? Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be like save the world or something like that, or change my life around, but just like literally like, all right, like this is uncanny, like this has to be a message of a sort. The situation that I ran into today is my best friend, well, one of my best friends, I got a lot of friends. People, every time I bring up a new friend, I just brought up Jason name to somebody a couple of days ago. They was like, who is Jason? And I'm like, Jason? He like 4'7", but he dark skinned, he got waves. He's like one of the coolest niggas I know.
Yeah.
He's like, I've never heard this name before.
Yeah, wow.
I'm like, I've definitely brought up Jason's name. Like, don't just
tell me
right.
Yeah, like,
this is Jason.
But literally, like it's so many people. So it's like, think of y'all and then think about anybody else I might have met or brought up.
Yeah.
It'd be information overload for people. So they'd be like, how do you even know this many people, let alone
tell
these are
them
your
to take
close
notes.
friends?
Wow.
And I'd just be like, yeah, it is a lot of names. I can't expect you to keep up with all the shenanigans.
Just so popular. Sorry.
You got shenanigans?
Yeah. One of my friends, his little brother, he got rheumatoid arthritis.
Darn.
That's the one where they be like gang signs, like it's like stuck. Or is it like the bulbous around their knuckles? I just know I used to see a lot of commercials and they used to be like, them joints used to be frozen. Like,
I'm new here, so I don't even know.
okay.
And then, you know, my phone is...
this sounds like it's also maybe like an earlier stage because like the
Precisely.
people on that, they were old. And,
yeah, they probably been through it already. They
They got 40 years of rheumatoid arthritis stacked up.
But he just got diagnosed with that. So it's like, one, it's mind blowing because he's younger. Like he's like 17.
Yeah.
Well, he's like 20.
Oh wow.
And then also it's like, how do you like be there for somebody going through something that's kind of just like unchangeable?
Man.
Like I'm
permanent.
I'm a like solution giver.
Yeah.
Oh,
ain't no
like,
solution.
Certain things don't have solutions.
Yeah.
So what if I come to you like, I'm homeless?
You could tell him to get good with his feet. At some point, you know, like in our evolution, I'm sure we were better with our feet.
So
That's all I got.
Well, it depends on how much it's attacking your body, I guess. But it's everywhere. Like your whole body is arthritis.
Oh.
Precisely. So
Arthritic
you can't
from
use
the head
anything
to
else.
toe.
Yeah.
Oh my
literally from head to toe.
gosh, that sucks.
So anyway,
Shout out my mans that did the money spread with half an arm, but continue
Yeah, actually, with the
with the nub.
yeah.
but yeah, it's like I don't really know like how to support him, I guess, in this moment type.
Yeah.
Because I know I can't give a way out.
Yeah.
So then it's like, I haven't talked to him in a couple weeks, but it's like at work, every day this week I've gotten a client who has that condition.
Wow.
Every day.
Yeah, like I got 2 of them today.
Wow.
You
But
know,
yeah.
talked about it a lot.
Yeah, so it's just like
Yeah.
I keep running into people with the same condition, and then like I'm asking them for tips on like, okay, like how do you manage it and what do you do and stuff like that. So then I feel like this is all just an elaborate message. Zach, you need to communicate more. Like you need to be there, be more present, more active and stuff like that. But I was just like, what are the odds? Like I've been doing this job for this long, and it's like I've never really even heard it. It's kind of like a car.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about this much until I seen like.
Oh, yeah.
Now
Definitely.
it keep getting presented to me, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
where was this before?
And then every day this week.
Yeah, so it was just like
That's
that's
so
insane.
wild.
Bing, bing, bing,
So after
bing.
that, I was like,
Rheumatoid.
I got to call him when I get off work type.
Wow.
But, yeah, so I was wondering if you guys ever had a moment like that. And it could be even like silly or goofy, but just like I feel like you were trying to tell me something right now.
I feel like I'm trying to beep is working right now. I do have one, but
Nah, I'd be first to answer a lot.
Okay.
I'm gonna let it marinate.
Yeah.
Lately I've actually been thinking about this. I was just talking to my sister about this. Like, it's not necessarily my receivers have been on, but I've just been really wondering what I'm supposed to learn from certain people in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And this specific person, I think, is trying to teach me, not, I don't think intentionally, but I think like the message that I'm supposed to get from this relationship is just to like try or like go for it
Okay.
in like settings that I don't necessarily like to even put myself in, if that makes sense. Like in a certain situation where I would rather be maybe not in like a particular social setting or X, Y, and Z. I'm finding myself in these places a lot, and it's like, all right, now that you're in here, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna make the most of the moment? Kind of type beat.
Okay.
So, yeah, in that way, I'd be like, I don't know. I think it was maybe a couple of days ago. Maybe I was driving home from class, and I was like, and it just hit me out of nowhere. And the part that was really weird was I was like, I wasn't necessarily thinking about this person. It was just a random, boom. Hey, this person. Is this what I'm supposed to learn from this? So, and I think about not necessarily everybody in that sort of not like regard, but like in that relationship, like what am I supposed to get from this?
I think it's good to while you say that you don't think. I didn't turn this light on. What the heck? This light's not on.
Man,
sorry, but
I can only imagine.
Like how you just mentioned that you don't think of everybody in that way. I think it's important to not think of everybody that way, but to be open to everybody being that in your life. Yeah. So I do think that's a good point, especially when it comes to like, I don't know, like family. Some families just there. Like they're just there because they're your family. Whereas there's other people that like you cross paths with for something that might be a little bit larger or purposeful. So,
and it's like, even if it's just like this moment, like right now, like where I'm at in life. Yeah. It's like, oh, this is actually mildly working. What's going on here?
It's not. That's like a really wild. If you really think about it in terms of just that, like every individual is an entire world. If you think about it, that's an entire network of people that they're connected and tied to. That's an entire belief system, philosophy, history, so on and so forth. So like the fact that these worlds are colliding at particular moments or particular stages in each other's lives, it's actually pretty nuts to think about.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Or if anyone did.
I'm going to bite this thing off. I'm going to turn this light on.
John, do you have anything?
I'm trying to think, bro.
Take your time.
And I don't know. I think because of the craziness of like worlds colliding in the social, kind of conversation we're talking about or whatever, like that's the part that made me think like, is this guy talking to me?
Yeah.
Because I'm just going about my day, but I'm like, dang it. That's why I keep feeling like this. And it's just the fact that I be thinking about how, how they say in life, if you don't learn the lesson, you just kind of keep
going through it
and repeating it over and over again. Like in this
case,
case,
I have a great segue for that, but continue.
Okay, bet. In this case, I do mean it literally, but also like what made me notice it was like a feeling that I would have where I'm like, I hate feeling shitty about this one particular like thing I try to do all the time. Why do I feel this way? And then I started thinking about it some more, and I'm like, oh, well, maybe I just need to actually go for it a little bit more. Maybe the only way to get better is through,
No, that's valid. A situation like that, I'm conflict averse is what I'm accepting.
Yeah.
So it's just like, then when conflict do come up, I kind of go off the deep end. So it's just like, until I learn how to not be conflict averse, I'm going to constantly be presented with these challenges where I need to establish the conflict versus waiting for it to come.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
To bounce off what you were saying, I'm going to actually go ahead and kind of share my answer. So, and this is not the segue, so we're going to come back to what you were saying in a second. But this is very applicable to me. This is actually probably the one of the largest pieces of, I would say, my personal spirituality and connection to my religious beliefs is I have always, so I'll start by saying my number one consistent prayer is that my eyes and ears are always open, meaning I always want to have the maximum level of awareness for what God has for me. because I feel as though right out the gate, I feel like I started noticing certain things about me that might be unique, some certain things that might be, some cool strengths, some cool weaknesses, something that sets me apart from other people. Obviously, we all have these things. I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm super special or this is just sort of just like my journey. And the more I like dove deeper and deeper into trying to develop a relationship with God and learning more about Christianity, like for my behalf, outside of what my parents told me, outside of what my family were kind of sharing with me, it was that like God's very intentional. There's nothing about God that's just like, oops, like that was that was kind of happenstance, or like, dang, that was sort of like an afterthought, but it kind of worked out, so cool. Like I feel like everything is very purposeful. And that being said, because I have free will, my goal is to always align with his purpose and not stray too far off from whatever, doesn't align with whatever that path looks like. So that being said, all of the signs that I pick up on are some of the things that Troy was mentioning. Like, why is it when I'm doing this is like painful? Right. It might not be physically painful, but it might just be like, why am I so bad at this despite me wanting to be super good at this? Why am I great at It's almost like this is like a weird parallel, but like you got to think about like your genetics. People be in the gym trying to create a certain physique that'll never happen. Like you literally sometimes might actually have to get surgery to obtain a certain physique, and it's because your body literally doesn't have particular makeup, like genetic and DNA makeup to create this result. And I feel like my life has a certain genetic makeup for whatever I'm able to produce, the people I'm able to impact, the people that are going to be able to connect and relate to me, and so on and so forth. And so my whole thing is like, okay, if I'm, at this job for X amount of time and I'm starting to get super duper miserable, even though nothing is changing, even though nothing is different, that's God telling me, okay, it's time to level up in some way, right? It's time to move on from this or to pivot here. Or, like any type of moment where I'm making like a really large decision,
that's what
I'm like, I'm going to always trust in whatever, I don't know, that's, people say like trust your gut and trust your this, trust your that. And I personally believe like my gut is my connection to God. I think I never jump to make a decision. I try to be very intentional and, take my time and connect and pray on certain things. And I just feel like I try to rely on the makeup, right? The again, like that DNA. I think there's always a path that's there, and God wants you to be on that path. So if you are intentionally trying to find that path at all times, you will find it based off of all types of stuff. It might be something that someone else said to you like in passing, so it might be like a coincidence in your case. It might not be a coincidence. It might be something that came up in a dream. It might be something you might shuffle your music and go to some random song. Like, I'm trying not to go too on a rant here, but I do think that
like sometimes that stuff do be feeling kind of existential.
There's always signs. There's always signs, and my goal is to never miss them. So to answer your question is yes, but I can't. Well, I do have an example that I might come back to, but I'll let John kind of step in here.
Nah, what you said definitely like kind of like offhanded stuff. Like maybe I'd be hearing about like myself or things that feel kind of relevant to me, whether it be like work related stuff or just like personal stuff with me. I think whenever it comes from, I don't know, like you said, someone in passing or something, like, what I'm saying, I'm not really expecting. That's when I feel like I feel it the most. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it might just be like on some music stuff, like someone I wouldn't have even considered like listening, or even like on the podcast if it's, somebody tapping in or saying like, yo, like this did something for me. Like that kind of feels like it.
Yeah.
In like times like that.
I feel that heavy.
My example that just happened the other day is I also do firmly believe in like certain things happening to allow you to be in a place at a certain time or not be in a place at a certain time. I know we've all probably heard some of those stories where it'd be like, oh, like this random thing happened which made me late to this, but when I was late, the freaking building burned down or something. So literally on Monday, this is actually kind of connected to what we were talking about at the very beginning. Monday, so I did not get gas. You know, when you were like, oh, I'm gonna get gas tomorrow kind of moments.
Dangerous game.
Dangerous game. I had every opportunity to literally even go to the like specific gas station that I always go to. It was the Circle K by the gym. We went to the gym Sunday, and I was just like, nah, I'm gonna drive past it because I'm going to the gym Monday morning anyway.
Okay.
I ended up not going to the gym Monday morning and like forgetting that I needed gas. So I'm like getting ready to, and when I tell you like my car is like like I'm not making it to work, right?
Dang.
So I remember this like right when I'm getting ready to go to work, and I'm like, dang, okay. Like luckily I typically leave early enough to make a stop, so it was fine. But I get to the gas station, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go towards work and stop at like the first one on the way. Get to the first gas station. I'm like, thank goodness I've even made it to this gas station, right?
Right.
Get out the car. Why is the cap of, not the cap, but like the car part of like, you know, like you push it and it opens?
Yeah. The door.
It's frozen.
Oh.
It's literally frozen shut. Like I'm pushing it and it's not ejecting. And I'm like, at that moment, I'm like, well, I can't just go to work and clock in and figure it out later. I can't, whatever.
How am I going to fix this?
Yeah. And so I'm just like,
Coffee.
yeah, so I go into the gas station, I get like some hot water or whatever, and I come out and they tell you to like pour really slowly, so you don't damage anything, some combust or something crazy, and
On
also
windows especially,
yeah, and also
definitely not the windows.
I don't want water getting in the gas thing or anything
Yeah.
like that. So so basically this whole morning gets extended like crazy, right? Not like crazy, but
enough
to where it's pretty, probably a good like 20-25 minute difference.
Dang.
So finally get that, you know, gas up or whatever. Why when I like, as soon as I pull out to continue my drive, I'm seeing all this traffic, like crazy traffic on Mound. Mound is like Telegraph basically, so it's like 4 or 5 lanes.
Yeah,
whole thing is moving slow. I like go to the GPS, seeing like how long it's gonna take me to get to work. I'm getting to work like 20 minutes late, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. It is what it is. Why was there a like huge accident, like crazy accident on like they blocked off both sides of Mound?
wow.
And this like all happened literally in the time that I was trying to get this gas and all that kind of stuff. So that was just like a testament where I was just like, man, God froze my freaking gas cap, because I could have been caught up in that. I'm sitting here, you know, thinking I'm upset about being a little bit late to work. Mm-hmm. I would have been real late to work if I was in an accident. But
man,
so yeah, that was probably a moment there as well.
I do believe that you know, there's another way I've heard that. I just can't think of it in the moment, but exactly that idea of
a party gets shot up when you were supposed to be at the party, but you know,
insane.
You couldn't find something to wear or something stupid.
Right.
Like, yeah,
had to go back for your wallet.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I just think that I'd be making myself maybe a little late all the time. That might be it too. Being honest.
John got sick, couldn't partake in the Deep Eddies.
Oh my God, that was definitely divine.
Yeah, I was chilling. I did not partake in that, and I felt good because I was.
You just like Sean, bro. We had to finish this whole thing right now. If you was awake, we would have to finish the bottom before
we
we
would have had to.
There's no way, and that's the thing. Like that. That'd be just my bag, bro. That'd be just the thing to like happen to me, bro. Truth be told, that's really was my first thought when I seen that. Bro, when I seen that vomit, I was like, bro, this could have been me. Like, man, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I
filled
just
with regret.
Just shaking my head, bro.
Still one of the funniest nights of my life, bro. I cannot lie.
Toe up from the flow up.
Yeah, man, let's run it back.